What's up YouTube? It's me, Kenneth, again, and in my last video I told you a little bit about myself and why I'm here and what my purpose is, and that's, what it's like to be a gay military spouse. And, before I get started, I would like to say that, that these are my opinions and my comments and how I am dealing with things and how I'm handling my situation. Yes, there are other people out there, but I'm not speaking for them, I'm speaking for myself, and I just want that to be clear. We all come from different backgrounds and walk a different path. So that's just one thing that I wanted to make real clear. But anyway, so I guess we'll get started here. And I'm gonna start it off with, for me the hardest thing as being a gay military spouse is the fact that you simply have no rights. You know, it's like I live in Florida. The love of my life is stationed in Washington. And, as much as I would love to go live there, it's just like right now, it's like, not really a possibility. One being he's being deployed in April for 9 months, and it's like right now it's like there's really not a purpose of me to go because it's so late in it. But it's like in the beginning it was like I couldn't afford it. I I'm gonna quit my job and move up there, and I have no accommodations or nothing. Where if I was a heterosexual couple, I would have a little bit more help. There'd be a little bit more leniency, a little less worries. I'm not saying that it's 100% easier because it's hard enough, in general being a military spouse. But then let's add the word gay into it, and then we're in a whole nother ballpark here. But, it's just like, don't get me wrong, it's like a few months ago they got rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. That was, a huge accomplishment. That was a huge step towards the future. But still at the same time, it was kind of like, the blow to the face. You know, it's kind of like they're telling you, well, you're separate but equal. You can stand here, you can stand there because, at the end of it, you still don't have any accommodations. And then I know in Florida, I mean, there's a ban on gay marriage. You can't get married if you're gay. But then the states that do recognize same-sex marriages, our U.S. government doesn't recognize it, so therefore our U.S. military services does not recognize it, so I have no rights. And that it's really difficult and it's really hard just on that basis that that you have no rights. If something's to happen to him, I don't have a leg to stand on. It's pretty much that as far as they're concerned, I'm just, Bob Joe from down the road, which really sucks because, I love this person with all my heart. And then it's like, even with them getting rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, it's like the military is still not gay friendly. It's like, there's a few people that, I'm going to say my husband works with who knows that he's gay. They know of me, but I mean, we're talking a few, not even a handful, just a few. I mean, because he's so uncomfortable with letting people know because, he's scared about affecting his rank and, his promotions and things like that, because it's just one of those things that, yeah, they say, okay, we got rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but it's still not 100% accepted yet as far as I'm concerned. And, it's just like something has to be done. We need rights. It's just like, who are you to tell two perfectly healthy adults that, they can't live their life together, and give them no rights? It's just, I mean, it's time that we all come together and stand up for and just do the right thing. Even if you don't agree with me, you know, there comes that time where you should do the right thing. I mean, and all throughout history, there's been, trials and tribulations with different cultures and this and that, and it's just like, yeah, it's our turn to be picked on, and and hopefully one day in the future we'll look back on this and, you know, there won't be some person on YouTube like myself talking about this. It'll be in the past. But until that day comes, I continue to plan on voicing my opinion, and I'm pretty sure in the future that these conversations will get a little bit more deeper and a little bit more in detail, because it's like, I'm new to this, I'm doing my little introduction, trying to give you a feel of who I am and, you know, the life that I live, and it's just that, it I guess right now I'm just gonna say it is what it is. I love who I love, and I have to take the good with the bad, and I tell myself every day, he's worth the fight, he's worth waiting for, but still I have to go cry myself to sleep every night because I can't be with him because again, I have no rights. And that's where it gets really hard and difficult because you spend a lot of lonely nights together. And I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of people from, all backgrounds that can relate to that. You're single but you're not single. You're together but you're not together. It's really, really difficult. And it's just like I've always been a very strong-minded person. I've always been the one that I'll voice my opinion and stand up for what I believe in. But it's just like there are days here lately that I feel so weak that I feel like, I have to make myself get through today because it's just like, my heart is broken. He's not here with me. And it's just like, you know, you go all this time without seeing them, and it's like, by the time it's like you start getting back on track, and you're used to them not being here, and then it's time for them to come home for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, or you know whatever they're coming home for. It's like seems like as soon as start dealing with things and you're doing fine, it's time for them to come home, and it's harder and harder and harder every time that he leaves for me. I'm like a basket case for a week because it's so hard because you know that it's going to be 2 or 3 months before you see them again. I mean, because he's in Washington, I'm in Florida. It's not a 5-minute car ride down the road. But, I keep hoping and I keep praying every night that, something will happen, something will change, and, you know, I can marry him and get, have accommodations made for me. But until that, I don't see it happening anytime soon, especially with elections coming up. And, you know, Lord forbids if any of the people that I've heard speak so far get it because I'm, excuse the way I say this, fucked. But that's besides the point. And, I guess that's, all for now, and I'll, like I said before, express your opinion, tell me how you feel, I'm not scared, let me know. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you think. Y'all have a good night.